phone in the way. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sunday night. It's 8 o'clock. It's that time again. It's Nick's Sunday night quiz. So good evening to everybody. I hope everybody is feeling well after such a lovely day. Now, it has been a cracking day, hasn't it? I mean, we got up this morning to some beautiful sunshine, and it really hasn't stopped all day long, to be fair. It's been absolutely fantastic. So anyway, today I thought we would take part in that, obviously, as it's Easter Sunday, a proper Easter quiz. So I'm celebrating by having an Easter drink to go with it, which is I'm on something called, what am I on tonight? Dead Pony Club. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? Tastes a little bit like hints of dead pony, but that tastes better than it sounds, but never mind. Right, Andrew has just joined us. So good evening to Andrew and Jane. Lewis from what could only be described as a beautiful, I'm sure, and sunny Yelvertoft this afternoon and this evening. So they're saying, good evening, everyone. The Yelvertoft branch of the Wheat Links is here. So good evening to the Yelvertoft branch of the Wheat Links. Great to see you already signed in and joining us. Now then, as for last week, we had a very, very tight tussle for top spot. That's a difficult thing to say at this time of day. Tricky tussle for top spot last week with 4 teams basically on 61 points. But the winning team, all out on their own by 1 point last week, split the difference. So they're the team to beat tonight. Split the difference, managed a mega 62 out of 63 last week. So that's some going. In second place last week, we had the Rugby Rotary Club, who did a fantastic job, along with Don Quixote. Then we had Ian, Harry, Julian, and his bottle of Shiraz. And we also had, of course, the Quizzy Rascals. Now, they all ended up on a fantastic 61 points, which can't be scoffed at. And I think all of those, realistically, did a fantastic job last week. We also had PRS and the Teasers, both in the 60s, along with Carol Green. So there were three teams there, all with 60 points. So fantastic display last week. Now then, let's see who has also joined us. So Jen and Tracy have just joined us, saying good evening, checking in. Very happy Easter to you all. Well, happy Easter to you, Jen and Tracy. I hope you've been keeping well, and I hope that you've enjoyed what can only be described as a perfect day today. Sunny. It got warmer. It was a bit cool this morning, but it did get warmer and better. And Lisa's just joined us. Good evening, Lisa. Now, last week, Lisa, I was betting that you probably wouldn't lock in because you'd get the wrong time because unbeknownst to you, of course, we'd changed to pretty summertime in the UK. And I remember the last time log in an hour early. Well, this time it would have been an hour late, wouldn't it? But never mind. Anyway, she's saying afternoon all from California. Checking in a lovely 75 degrees and sunny in California. And she's saying happy Easter, everyone. So, yes, may I send all our regards to you, Lisa, and happy Easter to everybody the other side of the pond, so to speak. So, fantastic. 75. We haven't had it that warm today, although it did say 90 degrees on my kitchen thermometer this afternoon, although that was sat in the sun, so no wonder. But never mind. It has cooled down a little, but it's still very warm here this evening, certainly in my house anyway. Right then, who else has just joined us? Let's just have a look. There's a lot of people signing in now. Squeaky Pop have just joined us. Good evening, Squeaky Pop. Now, Squeaky Pop, they did very well last week. Along with Pinky and Perky and John Hunwick, they all managed a fantastic 58 points last week. So well done, Squeaky Pop. Debbie's just joined us. She's saying, good evening. All from Sunny Hill, Morton. Well, it has been a fantastic day, hasn't it, Debbie? I hope you've enjoyed yours. Clive and Janet and the Teasers have just joined us. Hi, Nick, Lydia and everyone. Lovely weather for the time of year, but wait until tomorrow. Well, yes, what will tomorrow bring? Apparently it's going to be cold, miserable, wet and horrible. But never mind. I didn't mind today because the solar roof was belting away and not only that, of course, the electricity was virtually free this afternoon. They were giving it away. That's possibly because the wind generation was very high for some strange reason, because in the Midlands we've hardly got a whisper, but apparently up north they've got some quite strong winds at the moment, which was obviously keeping energy prices down. So there we have it. So the teasers have just joined us. John O'Potter's joined us. Good evening, John. Hope all is well with you. And Ian's also just joined us. He's saying, evening all. Just got a top up of the Hague Club. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you, Ian, and cheers. Have a good one. Martin's just joined us. He's saying, weak links, good evening all. We are now quarate. Well, that's fair enough. That's brilliant. So the weak links have got a full team ready to go. Mike Yates has just joined in. He's saying, evening all. And Jen and Tracy have just said, what have they just said? They've been in the garden all day, a great day. Well, we're in the garden this afternoon. Certainly after a fabulous Sunday lunch, we decided to sit in the garden for a bit. Well, the wife didn't, my daughter did. I did as well for a little while, but yes, we had a great time. Lovely for the weather. What a change it has been. Faye's just joined us. She's saying, hi, Nick, Lydia, happy Easter from the boobies. So great to see the boobies on board, so to speak. Ian's also just joined us. Been in the garden, spuds all planted. You haven't been. Have you been planting spuds, you mad fool? Ian's been planting spuds this afternoon. Oh, dear. Lisa's just saying the USA moves forward ahead of the UK. We checked in our hour early the week before. Oh, well, that's about right. That's about right to you, Lisa. It's not easy to get it right, is it? Keith's just joined us from Minehead. So good evening to Keith. Hope you're well. And round 2 battle tonight, Keith. John's just joined us as well. Now, John, fantastic display last week. I mentioned you a little bit earlier. 58 points in last week's quiz for John Hunwick. So only a couple really off the top places. Julie's just joined us. She's saying evening from Coventry. So good evening, Julie. Hope all is well with you. Great to see you. We're going to do a special Easter quiz tonight. 6 rounds of dead easy questions. As everybody will tell you, there's nothing better. And do get involved in the chat. We always like people to put jokes in or comments or whatever they like to put in the chat, provided it's not rude or inflammatory. I don't mind. But it's great to see new people joining us. Chris Meads has just joined us. Good evening, Chris. He's saying good evening, Nick and Lydia, and Jill's just joined us. So it's good evening to Steve and Jill Pugh, raring to do battle from sunny Cambridge, I trust. Mick Roberts has also just joined us. Good evening, Mick and Bev. Happy Easter. Everybody's saying happy Easter. So I'll take it as read. And John O'Rourke and the famous 5 have joined us. So fantastic to see you again, John, on board. Robin said, happy to see the boobies. Me too. Just passed by. Passed you by, didn't it? Yes, okay. Oh, dear. Val Barnes and the Quizzy Rascals have just joined us. Good evening, Val. I hope you're raring to do battles tonight now. The Quizzy Rascals, as was Carol Green. No, Carol Green and PRS, they were on 60 points last week, so well played them. What did I have? We had the Quizzy Rascals, we had Ian, Harry, Julie, and his bottle of Shiraz. We had the Rugby Rotary Club, and we had Don Quizzotti all end up on a fantastic 61 points last week. So let's see how we can all fare tonight. Right then, Home Alone 6 have just joined us as well. So good evening to Carol and the gang. I hope you're all raring to do battle tonight. Dead easy quiz tonight, all based around or themed around Easter. We've got in fact, I'll tell you what the rounds are once I've got them up on my screen. If you just give me a second, sorry, need to just do that. Round number 1 is entitled Easter Sunday, the 4th of April. You may have noticed I'd put March apparently on the banner that I sent out to everybody, but never mind. I hope you all trusted it was actually April, not March, but never mind. So we take the first letters of the words Easter Sunday, the 4th of April. That actually gives you 20 possible questions in round number 1. 20 questions in round 1. I've made it a mega Easter quiz for you. Well, round number 2 tonight is entitled, what have we got? Trivia Trail, straightforward trivia trail, 10 questions, where the last letter of the first answer is the first letter of the next answer until you get to number 10, where the last letter of number 10 is the first letter of number 1, and so on and so forth. Round number 3 tonight is entitled Eggs, something to do with eggs. We all like eggs, whether they be Cadbury cream eggs or chocky eggs or milk chocolate eggs or whatever. We all like eggs at Easter. Round number 4, chocolate. What could be better at Easter? Round number 4 is on chocolate. Carol's going to love this round. Round number 5, it gets even better. We've got rabbits and bunnies. Round number 5, bunny rabbits or rabbits and bunnies. And round number 6, as always, will be a straightforward general knowledge round, which is very easy for all of us, I'm sure, to get our heads around. So Ian's saying, will it be an excellent quiz tonight? It should be something fairly easy for you, at least, Ian. Right then, Dave and Ann Anderson have just joined us from there, saying good evening from Dave and Ann in sunny Essex. Don Quixote have also just joined us. I have mentioned Don Quixote with a fantastic performance last week. They were pipped in the end by 1 point by Split the Difference, who ended up winning last week on 62. But Don Quixote, the Rugby Rotary Club, Ian and Harry, and the Quizzy Rascals were breathing down their neck on 61 points. So well played them. Penny saying, hello, Nick and Lydia and Anne. Happy Easter. Well, happy Easter to you, Penny. I hope all is well with you and you've had a lovely day. And Sarah's just saying, hello on everybody. What a lovely day. Feeling a bit sleepy now after a day enjoying red wine in the sun. Oh dear, you better pass the captain's armband over, Sarah. Give it to Russ. He won't have been on the red wine, surely. Will you, Russ? Yes, he probably has as well. Jen and Tracy, it's Tracy's birthday yesterday. She's looking forward to a song. Excellent. I was waiting for somebody to come up with that one. So Tracy's birthday. Excellent. I'll be able to sing along later. I'm sure that'll be well received by all the quizzes. Ian Miller, what's he put? Oh, John's just saying, you must be yoking. Ha ha ha. Harry, Julian, Ian, they're ready with 2 bottles of Shiraz. The Ridgeways have just joined us, who did excellently last week. They ended up on 56.5 points, so well played them. What do you call a chicken in a shell suit? I have no idea, Ian. What do you call a chicken in a shell suit? What am I looking at? I don't know what I'm looking at, actually, but never mind. That's what I'm looking at. Got that on the screen. Right, we've got a few minutes before we start going. So what do you call a chicken in an eggshell? In an eggshell suit? An egg. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, ha, ha. Well, Ian, I think we can probably do better than that tonight. If that's the funniest joke of the night. Wait a minute. Talking of jokes. Here we go. Royce just said, talking of which, I said to Hillary, my diet's not going well, as I had eggs for breakfast. She said, scrambled? I said, no, Cadbury's cream. You dastard. Well done, Roy. Keep the jokes coming. Now then, we've just got a few minutes to go, so let me just run through those rounds again for you. We have 6 rounds of general knowledge. Sorry, I'll just have to move my camera quickly. We're starting off tonight with 20 straightforward, fairly fast fire questions for round 1, so we can zip through that round. You take the initial letters of the word Easter and the letters of Sunday, the number 4 followed by the TH, followed by the 5 letters of April, A-P-R-I-L. And basically, each of your answers will start with one of those letters and or numbers. So it's 20 straightforward questions in round 1. Round number 2 tonight is a trivia trail where we take the last letter of the first answer. It's the first letter of the next answer. Anybody that hasn't done this before, I'll explain when we get there. Ian's just put, what do you call a rabbit with fleas? Bugs Bunny. Very clever. Oh dear, very clever. Bugs. Yeah, okay. Could have just said bugs, I suppose. Round number 3 tonight is entitled Eggs. Something to do with eggs. Right, Michelle's just joined us. She's saying happy Easter to you all. Charlie, Michelle and James all raring to go. You're not in the garden tonight. James, playing football again or no? Clearly too warm for football today. Round number 4 is chocolate tonight. Something to do with chocolate. Round number 5 is entitled Rabbits and Bunnies. Probably something to do with eggs and chocolate again, but never mind. But it's just entitled Bunnies, so rabbits and bunnies. And round number 6 tonight will be entitled General Trivia. General Trivia to keep you going. So they're all ready. Oh, wait a minute. Pinky and Perky says hello, says Diane. I was wondering what the pink BLK was, but never mind. Good evening to Pinky and Perky. I hope you both had a great day and raring to go tonight. Play tonight, and he's back in time for the quiz. Whenever I wear my shell suit, I can hear the sea. Oh, dear. All right, Roy. Keep them coming, Roy. Keep thinking of them all. Right then, with just a few seconds to go, let's see. We've got everybody logged on, ready to go. We've got 78 teams at the moment, raring to go. So wait a minute, I'll just adjust my camera, sorry. And I will hit our start button. Right then, round number one, eyes down looking. Have we all got our drinks and our nibbles to hand? Round number one, you can write down the initial letters. So question one will start with the letter E, question two with an A, question three with an S. You get the idea. Till we'll get all the way to the last letter, which will start with the letter L. The last answer, that is. Right, here we go. Question number one. Nice, easy one to get you going. All to do with chocolate. According to research, 59% of people eat what part of a chocolate rabbit first? That's a daft question to get you off to. So according to research, 59% of people eat what part of a chocolate rabbit first? And don't want rude answers. Thank you very much. What's Carol put? How do rabbits travel? By airplane. Oh dear. Gets worse, doesn't it? Must move my camera along a little bit. I can't get at the button I need to get at. That's better. Question number two. Similar to eggnog, what name is given to the Dutch liqueur that is yellow in colour and made from eggs, sugar and brandy? And that starts with the letter A, remember. So similar to eggnog, what name is given to the Dutch liqueur that is yellow in colour and made from eggs, sugar and brandy? What's that? I keep moving away from the mic. I'll bring it round a bit. Bring it forward a bit. That might be better. Question number three. This is probably the hardest of the round. Question number three starts with an S. It's a two-word answer. Which Manchester band with lead vocalist Ian Brown had a 1992 hit with I Am the Resurrection? So question three again. Which Manchester band with lead vocalist Ian Brown had a 1992 hit with I Am the Resurrection? It's a two-word answer I'm after. Question number four is a bit trickier, starting with the letter T, which kind of gives it away a bit. Circa 1509, which famous Venetian artist painted an oil on canvas that is known as Christ carrying the cross? So circa 1509, which famous Venetian artist painted an oil on canvas that is known as Christ carrying the cross? Sorry about that. Question number five, a two-word answer. A special territory of Chile in southeastern Pacific Ocean. Where would you find the World Heritage Site which contains Rapa Nui National Park? So question five again, a special territory of Chile in the southeastern Pacific Ocean. Where would you find the World Heritage Site which contains Rapa Nui National Park? That starts with the letter E, of course, which makes that a bit easier for you. Question number six, starting with the letter R. According to Mark's Gospel, what crime had the two men crucified alongside Jesus committed? What's Stuart put? Tenado ta chinchi. Now that's obviously something clever that I don't understand, Stuart, but never mind. I'll look it up in a minute, but we don't want to give the answers away, do we? So according to Mark's Gospel, what crime had the two men crucified alongside Jesus committed? I think I know what it means now. Well, I know what it means. But question number seven, starting with the letter S. What is the name of the traditional Easter Sunday fruitcake made with marzipan and crowned with a circle of eggs? Traditionally 11 eggs. Question number 8 starts with the letter U, which kind of gives it away a bit. In which Central European country are eggs decorated by babushkas days in advance of Easter and then used to bake the special sweetbread kulich, which is Russian, I understand. So in which Central European country are eggs decorated by babushkas days in advance of Easter and then used to bake the special sweetbread kulich? So yeah, Ian, that's politically incorrect there. Jesus walks into a hotel, hands the innkeeper 3 nails and says, "Can you put me up for the night?" So yeah, you are dreadful, Ian. Probably get banned for that soon. Question number 9. First introduced in 1964, what is an Italian chocolate and hazelnut spread that is made by Ferrero? It's a one-word answer starting with the letter N, of course. So first introduced in 1964, what is an Italian chocolate and hazelnut spread that is made by Ferrero? Yes, most of the answers are going to do something to do with chocolate or eggs, I have to. And that's before we got to the chocolate or the egg round, you'll be pleased to know. Question number 10, bit of history for you. In which European capital did the Easter Uprising take place in the April of 1916, becoming one of the pivotal events in the country's history? Squeaky Bob, one of my favourite thing, invented the year I was born. Fantastic. You're giving your age away now, 64. Oh, no, you're a lot younger than me, you'll be pleased to know. So question 10 again, in which European capital did the Easter Uprising take place in the April of 1916, becoming one of the pivotal events in the country's history? And swiftly on to question 11, what 2 star signs of the Zodiac is it possible for Easter to fall upon? Obviously, Easter moves about each year. Well, yes, the date of Easter moves about a bit each year. So what 2 star signs of the Zodiac is it possible for Easter to fall upon? Question number 12. The letter gives it away. This starts with the letter Y, as in Sunday. No, it's not on Sunday. Where are we? Sunday? Oh, yes, it is Sunday. After reportedly composing the melody in a dream, with which Beatles song did Paul McCartney use the line "Scrambled Eggs, oh my baby, how I love your legs" as a working title? So question 12 again. After reportedly composing the melody in a dream, with which Beatles song did Paul McCartney use the line "Scrambled eggs, oh my baby, how I love your legs" as a working title? Question 13 is one for you to work out if you can. Not counting Easter Sunday itself, how many days after today is Pentecost? That's a good one. Now, do remember that's got to start with a number 4, which gives you a bit of a helping hand there. So not counting Easter Sunday itself, how many days after today is Pentecost celebrated? And that starts with a number 4. Now then, what to try next? Do I try the Caledonian Dukas, or do we plump straight for the plum porter? Votes in, please. Question number 14, starting with the letter T. The interior of which factory in Switzerland was used for the title sequence of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Carol's plumping for the plum porter. So the interior of which factory in Switzerland was used for the title sequence of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Diane says the Dukers. So wait a minute, we've got 50-50 at the moment. And it's 50 for Plum Porter and 50% for Dukers. Has anybody else got a preference? Plum Porter, twice. Well, it looks like the Plum Porter in that case. Now, I'm just after the name of that factory. It's a one-word name that I'm after, starting with the letter T. Question number 15, starting with the letter H. Originally an Easter offering and featuring the famous Hallelujah chorus. Who wrote the Baroque era oratorio known simply as the Messiah in 1742? Both good, says Leslie. Should I just mix them then, Leslie? What do you reckon? Come on, Sif. A bit of this one and a bit of that. People will be going, no, never. No, we'll stick with the Plum Porter. Right, question 16. With a name that means long-nosed rat, which country switched the Easter bunny image into an Easter bilby? It's typical of that country, I suppose. So with a name that means long-nosed rat, which country switched the Easter bunny image into an Easter bilby? Do remember, starts with the letter A, which will help you enormously. In saying he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. That was Brian's mother, if I'm not mistaken, talking out the window to the crowd. Life of Brian, that is. Question number 17, starting with the letter P. What day in the run-up to Easter commemorates Jesus' entry into Jerusalem? That's a two-word answer I'm after. So what day in the run-up to Easter commemorates Jesus' entry into Jerusalem? Starting with the letter P. Keith saying, don't they get mixed eventually? Now, I don't know what you mean there. Is he? What's that? Yes, the beers get mixed eventually. You're right, Keith. Right, question number 18, starting with the letter R. Oh, George has just joined us. Evening, George. Hope all is well with you. The players of which sport are sometimes referred to as egg chasers? So question 18, starting with the letter R. The players of which sport are sometimes referred to as egg chasers? That's a bit daft, isn't it, that one? So we'll go straight on to question 19, starting with the letter I. With a circumference of 19.6 meters, in which country would you have found the largest chocolate Easter egg in the world, weighing over 7.2 tons? Starting with the letter I, which kind of gives that away a little bit. So with a circumference of 19.6 meters, in which country would you have found the largest chocolate Easter egg in the world, weighing 7.2 tons? Metric tons, that is, or 7,200 kilos. And finally, question number 10. What is the one meat that is common in the Easter celebrations of many cultures? So question 20 again, starting with the letter L. What is the one meat that is common in the Easter celebrations of many cultures? There we have it. Not too hard that round, surely. So I will just give you a second to get all your answers down. Hopefully the screen's keeping up tonight with my mouth keeping up with my words. In the meantime, we ought to sing Tracy happy birthday, I suppose. So have we got happy birthday on your phone, Ange? Give me a second, Tracy. Oh, here we go. Oh, can you pass it up? Oh, hang on. I'll just go and get it. Oh, I'm coming back. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tracy. Happy birthday to you. Right, enough of that one. Happy birthday, Tracy. Oh, I hope you've had a lovely day. It's certainly going to be better than tomorrow's, that's for sure. With the weather closing back in again. It's all coming down from the north. That's typical. Coming all the way from Scotland, but never mind. Right then, everybody, let's get some answers to you all in that tricky round. Oh, my God. Do you get a standing ovation? Nice one, that one, Clive. Very clever indeed. Oh, Jed saying thank you. Wait a minute, I'm waiting for Robin to say something about my quality singing as usual. Right, here we go then. Easter Sunday, the 4th of April. Number 1, according to research, people eat the ears first. Number 2 was Advocar. Number 3, that band I was after, that was a bit tricky. I Am the Resurrection was by the Stone Roses. Number 4 was Titian. Number 5 was Easter Island, of course. Number 6, they were committed robbery, apparently. Robbery. Well, of course, that was the only kind of thing that was going to go with that. Number 7 is a Simnel cake. Number 8, I was after Uzbekistan. Number 9 was Nutella, that was first introduced in 1964. Number 10 was Dublin, of course. Number 11, I was after Aries and Taurus. Half a point for each, of course. Half a point for each of those. Number 12, I was after Yesterday, that song. Number 13 was 49. Apparently it's 49 days after Easter Sunday is Pentecost. Number 14, of course, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was filmed in the Toblerone factory in Switzerland, apparently. Number 15 was Handel, of course. Number 16, Easter Bilbies are in Australia, the only place it could be, I suppose. Number 17 was Palm Sunday. Number 18, anybody that plays rugby, either rugby union or rugby league, can be referred to as egg chasers because of the shape of the ball, of course. Number 19 was Italy, apparently. It was in a shopping centre in Italy. It's 19.6 metres in circumference. That's massive. And finally, number 20, of course, was lamb. Sorry, did I misunderstood? Yeah, sorry, Martin. I probably, Stuart even, I probably got that wrong. I need to correct that so I don't get that wrong again. It is Central Asian. I did put Central European. I meant Central Asian. But I'm sure you would have got it right anyway. Dear. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in. See how you've all fared after that round. Right, Ian straight in with a 16. Well played, Ian. Carol Green with 18. Mick Roberts with 16. We've got Squeaky Bob, 18. David Ann Anderson on 17.5. No, put Ukraine. Actually, yes, if people put Ukraine, I did make a mistake with that. And I think that's probably worth a point. So if you put Ukraine instead of Uzbekistan, give yourself a point because that's probably fair. I made a mistake there. So, yeah, give yourselves a point if you put Ukraine. Okay. So Dave Anderson's on 17.5. Michelle's on 18.5. We've got Home Alone 6 on 18. Don Quixote have moved on to 20. Well done, Don Quixote. Penny Graham on 17. We've got the Wheat Links on 16. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe are on 15.5. Julie's on 20. What a great start. That is Julie. Graham Gifford's on 18.5. John Humwick's on 19. Jill and Steve Pure on 18. We've got Jed and Tracy on 19.5. PRS are on 17.5. Wait a minute. I'm going back. My screen's bobbing forward and backwards, which doesn't help at all. Pinky Perky moved on to 18. Val Barnes, Quizzy Russell straight in with the 20. Split the difference are on 19 points. Footy Fox 86 are on 14. We've got Mike Yates on 15.5. The Anthony Ridgway, Paul and Trish, they're on 18.5. PRS have also made a correction, 18.5. Ian Miller's on 17. Graham Gifford's on 19.5. Lisa Lasky, Team UK, USA on 17.5. Jill Pugh and Steve are on 19. Adam Foster, Spoon and Fish, they're on 15.5. John O'Rourke, the famous five, moved on 17. Mick Roberts is on 17. Keith Mitchell's on 17. The Wheat Links are now on 17 after a Quizmaster ruling. Yes, Clive and Janet with the teasers are on 20. Home Alone 6 are on 19. Pinky and Perky now on 19. And we've got Ian and his bottle of Shiraz. He's still got 2 bottles of Shiraz. He hasn't got through it all yet. We'll notice as it goes down on 19 points. Faye's on 14.5. For 1 round only, we are team how many ewes in Aquarius? Oh, great. Right, I'm sorry about that question about, I did say Central European, which would have directed towards the Ukraine rather than Uzbekistan. So, yeah, sorry about that one. My mistake, especially after staring at this page for probably a half an hour looking at the babushkas making these things. Oh, dear God. Debbie McCarthy's also on 19. Oh, Ian is on his 2nd bottle of Shiraz. Right, let's crack on with round number 2. Round number 2 is all about, what is it about? It's a trivia trail. A trivia trail. Have I made it an Easter trivia trail? Yeah, there's a bit of Easter in there. Not a lot, but there's a bit of it. Right, here we go then. Listen carefully. Question number 1 you might not know the hang of, but take the last letter of number 1. It's the first letter of number 2. So here we go. What is the one-word name of a progressive rock band who released a song called Easter on their 1989 album Season's End? It became a UK top 40 hit when issued as a single in 1990. Now, if you don't know the name of that band straight off, don't worry, because the next answer will help you. And question number 10, or the last letter of number 10, will give you the first letter of that one. So what is a one-word name of the progressive rock band who released a song called Easter on their 1989 album Season's End? It became a UK top 40 hit when issued as a single in 1990. Right, take the last letter of that answer, and it's the first letter of this 2-word answer. Which company has announced major track renewals between London, Euston and Rugby during this Easter period, which may cause disruption to the timetable? I didn't think they were running that many trains, but perhaps they're getting back up to some kind of normality. I don't know. So question 2 again, which company has announced major track renewals between London, Euston and Rugby during this Easter period, which may cause disruption to the timetable? It wasn't just to Rugby, it was going all the way to Crewe, apparently, so they were doing quite a lot of work on the network, so to speak. Oh, question number 3. Right, take the last letter of that answer. It's the first letter of this one. Well, nearly. If you take the word, yeah, okay. You get the idea. We don't use the definite article. Right, so with a name loosely related to Easter, which 1980 British gangster film stars Bob Hoskins and Helen Mirren. So question 3 again, with a name loosely related to Easter, which 1980 British gangster film stars Bob Hoskins and Helen Mirren. It's a 4-word answer, but you can discount the first word, to be quite honest, because it doesn't follow on from the previous answer. Well, with the weather changing, we're going to be shivering and putting our heating on again tomorrow, no doubt. We'll see. Question number 4. The International Red Cross has once again asked for an immediate ceasefire this Easter in which Middle Eastern country after nearly 7 years of civil war? Do you remember that starts with the last letter of the previous answer? So the International Red Cross has once again asked for an immediate ceasefire this Easter in which Middle Eastern country after nearly 7 years of civil war? Right, take the last letter of that 1-word answer, and it's the first letter of number 5. This is the hardest one of the round, I think. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Joseph of Arimathea. And which other biblical character hurriedly prepared the body of Jesus for burial? Again, it's a 1-word answer for this one. So Joseph of Arimathea. And which other biblical character hurriedly prepared the body of Jesus for burial? Question number 6. This is a 2-word answer. What day precedes the first day of Lent and is observed in many Christian countries through participating in confession and absolution. So what day precedes the first day of Lent and is observed in many Christian countries through participating in confession and absolution? Question number 7, straight off the back of the magazine this week. For a mere £3,999, Titan Travel are already offering an 18-day Easter River cruise for 2022. But on which major Asian river will this take place? That's a one-word answer. So question number 7, for a mere £3,999, Titan Travel are already offering an 18-day Easter River cruise for 2022. But on which major Asian river will this take place? I think it's a few miles away from Wuhan anyway. You're all right. Question number 8. If you take the last letter of that river, it's the first letter of this two-word answer. A symbol of the resurrection, Serge Gates, that's S-E-R-G-E, Gates, G-A-T-E-S, is an anagram of which gifts that you may receive at Easter time? It's too easy, that one. So a symbol of the resurrection, Serge Gates, is an anagram of which gifts that you may receive at Easter time? It's a two-word answer. I'm sure you'll be able to work that one out. Right, take the last letter of that one, and it's the first letter of number 9. What one word is used to describe the appearance of bodily wounds, scars, and pain in locations corresponding to the crucifixion wounds of Jesus Christ, such as the hands, wrist, and feet? So question number 9 again. What word is used to describe the appearance of bodily wounds, scars, and pain in locations corresponding to the crucifixion wounds of Jesus Christ, such as the hands, wrists, and feet? You chomping chocolates, you two? My wife and daughter are chomping chocolate. Easter chocolate. Question number 10, final one. Listen carefully. Take the last letter of previous answer. It's the first letter of this. And the last letter of this answer is the first letter of number 1. In the broadest sense, what word is used to describe an absence of belief in the existence of deities? So question 10 again. In the broadest sense, what word is used to describe an absence of belief in the existence of deities or gods? Take the last letter of that one, and is the first letter of number 1, the name of that band. That may help you. Now, if you look carefully at the trivia trail, the last letter of each answer should be the first letter of your next answer. Till you get to number 5 when you don't know the answer. And then the last letter of that one, of course, is the first letter of number 6. So it does help because you do get a letter either end of any one that you've got missing. Right, I will just give you 30 seconds to go through that. Pour myself a little bit more plum porter. As always with this Titanic beer, it always goes down well. Going down well since 1912. Oh dear, sorry. I was going to say 1812 there, but I've been 100 years out. Okay, then everybody, come on, let's put it. Have you got all your answers down, Ange? Mm-hmm. Yes. Right, I don't think we need too long on that, do we? Surely. Not a lot of working out. Maybe there is. Right, here we go. These are the answers to the trivia trail. That one-word name of the prog rock band who released a song called Easter. That was Marillion. That gave you the N for network rail, which I kind of gave away by saying network, but never mind. That gave you the L for really the long Good Friday. Sorry about that, as it does start with the of course. But if you drop the indefinite or the definite article, and you should end up with a long Good Friday. That gave you the Y, of course, for the country of Yemen, where we've had 7 years of civil war. That gave you the N for Nicodemus. Nicodemus. He was the person that helped Joseph of Arimathea, apparently, prepare the body for burial. Well done if you got that. Number 6 was Shrove Tuesday. That gave you the Y for the Yangtze, which in turn gave you the E for Easter eggs. Of course, we worked that one out. That gave you the S for stigmata, those marks that appear on the body. And number 10 is atheism. Atheism. So well done if you got that. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in. I'm sure a number of teams that would have scored a full 10 on that, but maybe the Nicodemus was a tricky one. Maybe you're caught out by one or two of the others, but we'll see. Depends how well you know your Bible, I suppose. Right then, everybody, if you'd like to get your scores down, we'll see how we're all faring after round number 2. So Squeaky Bob straight in with 26 points, as the Weak Links also on 26 points with Mick Roberts. One ahead on 27 points here. Miller's on 24. We've got Jed and Tracy on 29.5 points. Well played them. Dave Anderson's on 25.5. Got Michelle Gibbons on 27.5. PRS are on 28.5. We've got Faye, the Booby Prize girls are on 22.5. Famous Five have moved on to 27. Mike Yates is on 24.5. Pinky and Perky on 28. Julie's moved on to 30. That's a cracking score. Carol Green, she's put 29 after the correction for Ukraine. Leslie Barrett's on 28. John Humwick's on 28. We've got Adam Foster and Spoonfish on 22.5. Jill and Steve Pugh have moved on to 25, with Don Guzote moving very majestically on 29 points. Clive and Janet, the teasers, however, they have yet to drop a point. They're on 30 points. Now, the Quiz Your Rascals are only on 39. They've given themselves 9 bonus points there. Not quite sure. I'll treat that as a 30, Val. Sarah and Russ and James and Joe, they're on 23 points. Jane and Graham Gifford are on 28.5, with Debbie McCarthy on 26 and Penny Graham on 25. Harry, Julie, Ian, and already on his second Shiraz, they've added 10 to their score on 29 points. Home Loan 6 doing very well on 27. Just pipping them, however. We've got Anthony, Paul and Trish on 27.5. Footy Fox 86 are on 20. Stuart's just reminding Val that was a great score, yes. Lisa Lasky, Team UK, USA on 25.5. Split Difference on 29 points. Keith Mitchell's on 25, and Val Barnes has just corrected with 29 points. I know it's a bit confusing today because you had 20 in the first round, which makes it all a bit, bit discombobulating, I suppose, isn't it? Right then, round number 3 tonight is entitled Eggs. Something to do with eggs. Now, we all like eggs, don't we? Well, most people like eggs. Not everybody, but they seem to be in everything. And after all, we all come from an egg initially, I suppose. So here we go, a round on eggs, something to do with eggs. So I hope you've been watching MasterChef. This is something they're always doing on Master. Well, they're not always doing, but they do sometimes. Question number 1, what type of dessert has a name that is derived from a French verb meaning to blow up or to puff up? And it's made with egg yolks and beaten egg whites combined with various other ingredients. Just a one-word answer I'm after. Oh, Jill and Steve have corrected there on 26. Ian's just put, although Jesus was known as a cantor, he never sang on any of their albums. Oh dear. Question number 2. This is a tricky one. Now, this is a tricky round, this egg round. There's a few here that might trip you up. Chicken eggs are sold in the UK are graded by weight, with those under 1.5 ounces being classed as small. What size of eggs are classified as being 2 1/4 ounces? You've got to know your egg sizes, I suppose. So chicken eggs sold in the United Kingdom are graded by weight, with those under 1.5 ounces classified as small. What size of eggs are classified as being 2 1/4 ounce or above, of course? You need the egg buyer of the family to know that one. Muzz and I buy eggs every week. Well, just about. For my mother-in-law, so I know my egg sizes. Now, of course, when I did look that question up, and originally it was all in metric, but as we've left the European Union now, I thought we'd put it back into the proper British classification, which was all in ounces. So sorry to any youngsters there that don't understand ounces, but never mind. Roy's just put something. I went to play golf at Rugby. I have a new professional from the East End of London. I asked him what club to use off the first tee, and he said, any old iron, any old iron, any old iron. Dear God. Oh, dear. Ian's just been scrambling around for that answer. Yes, quite. Question number 3. Here we go then. What ingredient is missing in eggs Benedict that is present in the dish known as eggs Royale? Robin's put, so we are being forced to go back to pounds and ounces. No, we're not here, Robin. I just thought it was actually clearer. It's the one time I've ever known metric be actually a bit more awkward than ounces. You can actually work the answer out in ounces. There was no way you could ever work that one out if you were in metric. Believe me, well, you might have been able to. But so, question 3 again: what ingredient is missing in eggs Benedict that is present in the dish known as eggs Royale? Question number 4: what do you call a hollowed out hard-boiled egg that is then refilled with a mixture of yolk and other ingredients? So what do you call a hollowed out hard-boiled egg that is then refilled with a mixture of the yolk and other ingredients? It's just a one-word answer I'm after for that. Question number 5 is probably the hardest of the lot, but you can have a guess at it. You know, everybody's Weight Watchers during Easter, so maybe you know this off the top of your head, or maybe you can guess or have a good guess at it. So according to Cadburys website, and with answers up to 10% either way being accepted as correct, how many calories are there in a Cadburys cream egg? And that, of course, is kilocalories, because they're not actually calories, they're kilocalories. So according to Cadburys website, and with answers up to 10% either way being accepted as correct, how many calories are there in a Cadburys cream egg? Can I have a stab at that one? Surely. Kilocalories, yeah. They could kill you as well, Robin. Oh, dear. Kilocalories. Kilocals. Kilocals. Kcals. Could be kcals. Question number 6. Which St. Petersburg jewelry house is famous for its valuable designer eggs? So question 6 again: which St. Petersburg jewelry house is famous for its valuable designer eggs? Well, it was a good choice, everybody. The plum porter's going down very well, I have to say. Fruity, red and deep, it says, apparently. Certainly a very tasty beer. Question number 7. This goes back a few years. According to a multi-million pound advertising campaign in the 1950s, what should you do on an egg? So according to a multi-million pound advertising campaign in the 1950s, what should you do on an egg? Well, I remember that advertising campaign from the 70s. I can't remember it from the 50s. I was only born in the 50s. No, I remember that. Carol said, I was given one at our church service this morning. Well, excellent. Well, Carol, you better tell us what church you go to. We'll all come there by the sounds of things. Free food. It's always best to go at Easter and Harvest Festival. Right, question number 8. As you got one this morning, Carol, and I hope you haven't got one in your hand at this very moment, I need to know what 4 colours appear on the foil wrapper of a Cadbury's cream egg. So what 4 colours appear on the foil wrapper of a Cadbury's cream egg? I will give you half a point for 3, of course. Half a point for 3. Can you get all 4? One of which only exists in a very small amount. You can have the full points. I expect all of you now are scrambling about to try and find your Cadbury's cream eggs, which will be hidden all over the place. Question number 9 with my normal pronunciation. If you ordered eggs revueltos, how would they have been cooked? So if you had ordered eggs revueltos, how would they have been cooked? I did go to pronunciation school to do that one for you, because you wouldn't expect that from the way it's spelled. Oh dear, Carol said, as I had not eaten it yet, it's in my hand. Well, that's handy. Well done, Carol. One of the colours actually on the Cadbury's cream egg, I will allow a bit of leniency, because I looked at it and couldn't quite understand which colour it was myself, but never mind. And finally, this is one for Roy Job. And Ian Miller, you'll both get this one. According to the old joke, why does a Frenchman never eat a second egg? So question 10 again. According to the old joke, why does a Frenchman never eat a second egg? Now, don't put that down in the chat column. That you've got to answer. See whether you can figure it out. I thought I'd put that in for a bit of a laugh, actually, because it's a silly answer, but never mind. I am looking for a joke, of course. So those with good ability to either ask jokes or make jokes up, you might be able to work that one out. Right, there are our 10 questions on eggs. There were some tricky ones in there, weren't there? But never mind. I'm sure a few you will have worked out. Now then, I'll ask a team at random. Who am I going to ask? Let's ask, who should I go? Carol Green, because I've just seen you. Have you finished the round so I can move on, or do you need a little bit more time before I do some marking? Same to you, Ian. Have you worked out the joke yet? face smiling. Whether she's got the joke or not, I don't know. But Carol says yes, so I can move on then. That's fine. Okay, then let's do some marking after round number 3, the eggs round. We started off. That type of dessert is known as a souffle. A souffle, that's what I was after. Number 2, chicken's eggs are graded 1.5 ounce are small, 1 3/4 ounce are medium. 2 ounce are in fact large, and 2 1/4 ounce are extra large. So well done if you work that out. As I say, that would have been harder to work out in the metric system. Question number 3, what ingredient is missing in the eggs Benedict that is present in the dish known as eggs royale? That's smoked salmon. Number 4, What do you call a hollowed out hard-boiled egg that is then refilled with a mixture of yolk and other ingredients? That's a deviled egg, a deviled. So I just needed the word deviled. Number 5, a Cadbury's cream egg apparently has somewhere between, I'm going to give you the margin of error here, 160 and 200, I will accept. So somewhere between 160 and 200 kilocalories per egg. So anywhere between that, you can have the points. Number 6, the famous jewellery house is Fabergé, of course. Number 7, go to work. That's what you did. You went to work on an egg. What should you do on an egg? You go to work on an egg, of course. Number 8, the 4 colours I was after were red, yellow, white, and dark blue or purple. So I'll accept dark blue or purple or some shade of dark blue if you've come up with something which you think is even closer to the correct thing. So yellow, red, white, because there's a white stripe around the egg, and red and, dark blue or purple or something of that effect. Number 9, if you had your ordered eggs revueltos, they would be scrambled. And finally, number 10, according to the old joke, why does a Frenchman never eat a second egg? Because one egg is un œuf. Ha! Because one egg's un œuf. Yeah, never mind. That was quite funny, actually, when I heard it. So we'll see what you make of that one. Right then, everybody. What was Leslie putting? Dessert. What's that? A souffle? Souffles? Yeah, souffles are desserts, aren't they? Definitely. There are all sorts of souffles. They don't necessarily have to be a dessert, can they? Especially chocolate souffles. Right then, we've got some scores coming in, and we have... Oh, you've put a chef's hat for number 9, Lids. That wasn't the answer, was it? Because we changed that one. It's scrambled number 9. Not that it matters. We changed that around a little bit, didn't we? Anyway, that's by the by. Right, let's just go through the scores. We have John Hunwick, 37 out of 40. That's doing really well then. Well, that went rotten pretty quickly, says Leslie. Never mind. Martin Davis and the Whitlinch are on 32 points. Carol Green, however, with her egg in hand on 38 points. David and Anderson are on 33.5. Mick Roberts on 33. We got Home Alone 6 doing very well. 37 points, only dropped 3 so far. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 33.5. Clive Shaw, that was awful. Yeah, very good, Clive. PRS have moved on to 36.5. We've got Squeaky Bob on 34. Stephen Jill Pure on 34 points. We have, wait a minute, we've got John O'Rourke and the Famous 5, 35.5 points. As the Giffords have moved on to 35.5 points. Julie's now moved on to 38. Well played, you. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe, they're on 31 points. Jen and Tracy have moved on to 36.5 with Ian Miller on 31 points. Ian, Anthony, James and Don Quizzotti are on 38 points. Pink and Berkey are on 36.5. The Ridgeways are doing remarkably well tonight on 36.5 points. Keep it up, Anthony, Trish and Paul. Penny Graham's moved on to 33. Mike Yates is saying that was a hard round. Well, I suppose, Mike, it depends on your knowledge of eggs, I suppose, and stupid eggs. 27.5 points. That wasn't the easiest in the world, I have to say. Keith Mitchell's moved on to 34. However, we've got Clive and Janet and the Teasers have moved on to 39 points. That's a fantastic score. With Ian Harry and his bottle of Shiraz, he's now on his second bottle. You can tell because he's dropped a point on that round. They're down to 38 points. Deborah McCarthy's on 35. The Valpars and the Quizzy Rascals, however, 38.5 points. We've got Team UK, USA on 34.5. And Graham Gifford, the Frenchman, doesn't do earthwood. do earthwood. That Frenchman doesn't do earthwood. Very good, Graham. And Footy Fox 86 on 27.5. So at the moment, it appears we have the Teasers on 39 points, I think, in the lead, with Quizzy Rascals bringing down the neck on 38.5 points. We've got Don Quizzotti on 38 points. I don't know where's STD score. I haven't seen it. We've got PRS on 36.5. We've got John Humwick on 37. And yes, right. So I think STD, from what I can gather, from what's been shouted in my ear, are on 37 points. Right, round number 4 is entitled Chocolate. You're going to love this one, Carol. Come on, you love your chocolate more than anybody else, surely. Chocolate cake, chocolate pudding, chocolate vanilla. No, I'm being horrible now. Right then, listen carefully. Chocolate. Question number 1 is probably the hardest of the round. Which West African country is by far the largest producer of cocoa beans in the world? It's a country I've been to, only on a ship, and we took them oil. So, which West African country is by far the largest producer of cocoa beans in the world? In fact, I know my brother Stephen and Jill have been very, well, just round the corner. Well, it's close to where you went. Not that that helps a lot. What's Chris Meads put in? Some flying symbol now. What's that? A lollipop? Question number 2. Wagon wheels are biscuits topped with what before being covered with chocolate? So wagon wheels are biscuits topped with what before being covered with chocolate? Question number 3, again a tricky one in this round, but never mind. Which chocolate company was founded in England in 1991 with a name that represents both the environmental concerns of the founders and the intensity of the cocoa in their chocolate? So question 3 again, which chocolate company was founded in England in 1991 with a name that represents both the environmental concerns of the founders and the intensity of the cocoa in their chocolate? Sorry, that's the plum porter. Right, it must be time for the Dukers now, I think, don't you? Dukers Ipper. Let's try this. Question number 4, the slogan, round but not round for long, has been used to advertise what? So question 4 again, the slogan, round but not round for long, has been used to advertise what? Bit of a play on words, I'm sure you can work that one out. And I'm sure there's a lot of you would have had one for Easter. Oh, Lydia's agreeing. She's had one. Sorry, I'm giving that one away a bit, aren't I? Never mind. Question number 5. Made by Cadbury, the chocolate bar Freddo is shaped as what type of animal? Split the difference and just put their score in. Now, is that a cumulative score, Chris, or is that from the last round? Depends whether you're scoring this round, because we're halfway through it. So, made by Cadbury, the chocolate bar Freddo is shaped as what type of animal? Question number 6. This was on the telly the other day. I hope you're all watching. What percentage of white chocolate is manufactured using cocoa beans? I'll give you the choice. Is it none, 10% or 20%? So question number 6 again. What percentage of white chocolate is manufactured using cocoa beans? I'll give you the choice. Is it none or 10% or 20%? Question number 7. How many layers of wafer are there in a single Kitkat finger? I'm sure we've all bitten a single Kitkat finger, and I'm sure we've all remembered how many wafers there are, but how many are there? So how many layers of wafer are there in a single Kitkat finger? It helps if you've got one on the table in front of you. I'm sure none of you have, because you've got too many Easter eggs to eat. I hope the kids haven't left their Easter eggs in front of the sun today, because it was a bit hot, wasn't it? Left them on the mantelpiece, or not the mantelpiece, in the sun anyway. Question number 8, listen carefully. In 2012, which Swiss chocolate company won an 8-year legal battle to prevent a company called Husworth from making chocolate bunnies that look like the famous golden bunnies they produce each year in the run-up to Easter? So question 8 again. In 2012, which Swiss chocolate company won an 8-year legal battle to prevent a company called Husworth from making chocolate bunnies that look like the famous gold bunnies they produce each year in the run-up to Easter? So I'm just after the name of that Swiss chocolate company that obviously took them to the cleaners, I suppose, but never mind. 8-year legal battle. Cool, blimey. Question number 9, first launched by Roundtrees and now manufactured by Nestle, Cool Mint, Lemon and Zingy Orange are varieties of what brand of twig-like chocolate treat? So question 9 again, first launched by Roundtrees and now manufactured by Nestle, Cool Mint, Lemon and Zingy Orange are varieties of what brand of twig-like chocolate treat? Have I given you enough clues with that one? I hope so. And question number 10, listen carefully. In which box of individually wrapped chocolates would you find varieties called Country Fudge, Brazilian Darkness, and one of my favourites, Golden Barrel? So question 10 again, in which box of individually wrapped chocolates would you find varieties called Country Fudge, Brazilian Darkness and Golden Barrel? If I remember, they look like a barrel. They're full of caramel and they were very nice indeed, as I recall. Now, that was a tricky round, I have to say. If you got all those right, you've done very well. So 10 questions all about chocolate, something to do with chocolate. Now, do remember, if you enjoy the quizzes, just give me the thumbs up with the like button. It's very easy. You just hit the like button. I don't know how many likes I'm on so far tonight. Let me have a look at my like button, see where am I on. We'll get 18 likes so far. Come on, you miserable lot. I normally get at least 40 on a Sunday night, but never mind. We're only halfway there at the moment. So do feel free to hit the like button if you like the quizzes. Because if you don't hit the like button at all. On the other hand, you can also, of course, hit the subscribe button. Now, we are approaching 300 subscribers now to Nick's Sunday Night Quiz, which is going in the right direction. I've only got to hit 1,000 and then they pay me. That's for some cheap advertising, obviously. I get paid half a pence for every. Oh dear. No, forget that. But do feel free to hit the subscribe button, because if you subscribe to the channel, you do get updates, regular updates on your phone. I'm very sorry this week. I've been doing some camera testing, so it's supposed to be private. But if you did get a hit and saying Nick's live, well, I wasn't live. I was live, but I was doing some private testing on my camera system to see whether it worked. The company I've been sending them emails back and forth, and they've been upgrading the software in an attempt to stop any delay in the picture and the words as we had last week, but still haven't got over it yet. But never mind. Right then, let's the rest of us. Let's see how we've fared in round number 4, the chocolate round. Here are the answers. So we started off that West African country, by far the largest producer of cocoa beans in the world. That is the Ivory Coast, or Côte d'Ivoire. So it was the Ivory Coast, not Accra there, number 2. Ghana. Number 2 is the marshmallow, of course. Number 3, that company, Green and Blacks. Green for the environmental, of course, and black for the cocoa. Green and Blacks. Number 4, the slogan, round but not round for long, was Terry's Chocolate Orange, of course. Number 5, a Freddo bar is a frog, or shaped like a frog. Number 6, I gave you the choice, what percentage of white chocolate is manufactured using cocoa beans? Well, it's 0. There is none, of course. They use the cocoa butter, which is the fat from the cocoa pod. They don't use the beans at all in white chocolate production. Number 7, how many layers of wafer are there in a single Kitkat finger? There are 3. Number 8, it was Lindt, of course. Lindt, that had an 8-year ongoing battle with that company that I couldn't pronounce. Number 9, of course, were Matchmakers in that lemon, zingy orange and cool mint variety. And finally, number 10, it was Roses that have country fudge, Brazilian darkness and golden barrel all in one box of individually wrapped chocolates. Roses. Well done if you got that. I'm sure some of you may have had some roses for Easter. I mean, chocolate roses. Right then, let's have some scores in, see how you fared. I'm expecting, obviously, Home Alone 6 to have done extremely well on that round, but we'll see. Squeaky Pub, they're on a fantastic 43 points. Well played, Squeaky Pub. Come on, everybody else. Have we got some more scores coming in, rushing in as I speak? Now, round number 5 tonight, we've got Clive Janet and the Teasers are on 47 points. Mick Roberts has moved on to 40 points. Piaris are on 45.5, doing very well now. The Giffords are on 44.5. Jen and Tracy are on 46.5. We've got Dave and Ann Anderson on 40.5. Quizzy Rascals are on 48.5. We've got the Famous 5 on 43.5. We've got Julie's now moved on to 47. We've got Carol on 48 points. Penny Graham's on 40 points. Don Quixote have moved on to 47 points. Michelle's on 42.5 points. Sarah's saying 38. We're not very good at religion or chocolate. I'm sure you are actually, Sarah, but never mind. Was a bit more religion coming yet, but never mind. Martin, the weak links there, getting weaker even, said Martin on 38 points. Jill and Steve Pure on 41 points. We've got Mike Yates on 32.5. Footy Fox 86 are on 35.5. Team UK USA doing very well, 41.5 points. Keith Mitchell's doing extremely well, 44 points. Faye saying 34.5. The 5 being quite important at this point, lol. And definitely is the 0.5, sorry. John's moved on to 45 points. We've got Home Alone 6 on 44 points, as with Debbie McCarthy on 44 points. Ian, Harry, Julian, and his bottle of Shiraz, which is on his second now. They've added 9 to their score, around 47 points. We're split the difference just behind on 46 points. The Ridgeways also just behind them by half a point on 45.5 points. So well played indeed. Pink and Perky moved on to 44.5 points. Oh dear. Roy's just said, I offered Bonnie Tyler my tin of roses, but she said, I'm holding out for a hero. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well done, Roy. Keep them coming. Jill's just put, we're better at eating chocolate than answering questions on it. Well, I mean, I suppose the biggest chocolate producer in the world, that's a difficult one, isn't it? You've either heard it or you haven't, I suppose. I think West Coast Africa is definitely the price for cocoa beans. They seem to have more than anybody. Right, you'll be pleased to know then, if you don't know much about chocolate or whatever else, round number 5 is about bunnies and rabbits. Bunnies and rabbits, or rabbits and bunnies even. So we have 10 general knowledge questions about rabbits or bunnies, some which, of course, might include chocolate or eggs, both. So we'll see how we fare. Right, Ian's just put his score in 38 points. Well played. Right, here we go then. Question number 1. We all should know this one because it's the first thing that springs to mind, I suppose, if you mention rabbits. Often described as one of the best sex symbols in animation. Which character delivered the line, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way? Ian's just put, not Anne Summers. Well, it's close. So often described as one of the best sex symbols in animation. Which character delivered the line, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way? Oh dear. Carol's just put, what kind of jewellery does the Easter Bunny wear? 14-carat gold. Oh dear. Oh dear. Question number 2. Listen carefully. Who played Professor Pomona Sprout in 2 Harry Potter films? She appeared in the BBC TV series The Real Marigold Hotel, and in the 1990s she voiced a rabbit in TV adverts for Cadburys Caramel. I can't even think she would do that, but maybe she did. So question 2 again. Who played Professor Pomona Sprout in 2 Harry Potter films? She appeared in the BBC TV series The Real Marigold Hotel, and in the 1990s she voiced a rabbit in TV adverts for Cadburys Caramel. Question number 3, bit of literature. We haven't had any all night. Hazel, Fiver, Bigwig and Blackberry are 4 of the bunnies seeking a new home in which Richard Adams' story? So question 3 again. Hazel, Fiver, Bigwig and Blackberry are 4 of the bunnies seeking a new home in which Richard Adams' story? Good story by any standards, obviously. Question number 4. Bit interesting, this one. Usually said while eating a carrot and apparently spoofing Clark Gable in another film. What was Bugs Bunny's catchphrase? So question 4 again. Usually said while eating a carrot and apparently spoofing Clark Gable. What was Bugs Bunny's catchphrase? G's just put, Man City's Jesus scored a well-timed goal from across yesterday. Oh dear. Oh dear. Very good, Dane. Very good indeed. Question number 5. On the logo for Playboy, don't know who can remember that. What item of clothing is the Playboy bunny wearing? So question 5 again. On the logo for Playboy, what item of clothing is the Playboy bunny wearing? Ian's just run off to get all his Playboy magazines out and have a look. Oh dear, sorry, Ian. I'm sure you haven't. Question number 6 is a music question. Which bunny had 3 #1 hit singles in 1989 called Swing the Mood, That's What I Like, and Let's Party? So which bunny had 3 #1 hit singles in 1989 called Swing the Mood, That's What I Like, and Let's Party? You just put the one I lent you. Sorry, Ian, you can't have that one back. Question number 7. It helps if you watch this, I suppose. Which troubled teenager is haunted by visions of the nefarious rabbit-costumed Frank in the 2001 cult movie? Robin's put, Jesus says, but Harry Kane slams in the rebound. Well, we hope he does. So question 7 again. Which troubled teenager is haunted by visions of the nefarious rabbit-costumed Frank in a 2001 cult movie? It is a movie I haven't watched, and I've been meaning to watch it for years, but I haven't. I'll get round to it one day. Question number 8 is an anagram, a nice easy one for you. Hitter, that's Hitter, with WITH, babe, BABE. So hitter with babe is an anagram for which famous fictional literary bunny? So question 8 again. Hitter with babe is an anagram of which famous fictional literary bunny? Question number 9. A slang term for a particular amount of money. What name is given to a male rabbit? So question number 9, a slang term for a particular amount of money. What name is given to a male rabbit? And finally, question number 10 in this round. Which 1987 American romantic psychological thriller film inspired the term bunny boiler? So question number 10 again. Which 1987 American romantic psychological thriller film inspired the term bunny boiler? Good film by any standards, that one. Right then, everybody, that was something to do with bunnies or rabbits. Round number 5. Let's see whether you know as much about bunnies as you do eggs or indeed chocolate. See how we've fared. Lydia's put all the answers down for you. What's that? All the questions, sorry, not the answers. She'll put the answers down in a minute. My daughter's whispering now because apparently my microphone's so sensitive, my new microphone, that it can pick up their speak. So they're whispering to each other, so I can't hear what the hell they're saying anyway. Never mind. My microphone's probably far more sensitive than my ears, that's for sure, but never mind. Right then, everybody, let's do some marking on round number 5, the rabbits and bunnies round. The rabbits and bunnies round. Are we ready? They're all right seasonal quizzes, but they can get a bit repetitive, can't they? Pardon, said Ian. What do you say? Right, here we go then. Often described as one of the best sex symbols in animation. Which character delivered the line, "I'm not bad, I'm just drawn that way"? That, of course, was Jessica Rabbit. Number 2, who played Professor Pomona Sprout? That was Miriam Margolyes. Number 3, I was after Watership Down, of course, that story by Richard Adams. Number 4, usually said whilst eating a carrot and apparently spoofing Clark Gable. That was because Clark Gable was eating a carrot leaning against a fence, apparently, in one of his films. It was Bug Bunny's catchphrase was, "What's up, Doc?" Number 5 on the logo of Playboy. What item of clothing is Playboy Bunny wearing? That is a bow tie, a bow tie. I suppose you can count that as a piece of clothing, just about. Number 6, which bunny had 3 number 1 hit singles? That was Jive Bunny and the Master Mixers. So Jive Bunny, I will accept it's Jive Bunny and the Master Mixers if you really wanted to be correct about that one. Number 7, the troubled teenager was haunted by visions of the nefarious rabbit costume Frank was Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko. I'm sure you've all heard of him. Number 8, hitter with babe is an anagram of the white rabbit. Number 9, a slang term for a particular amount of money is a buck, also a male rabbit. And final number 10, that film I was after was Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction. Great film it was indeed. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in, see how we're fared before we go into the last round, which, as always, is just some general knowledge questions. So if you're there or thereabout going into the last round, you're in good shape. We have Squeaky Bob with a fantastic 53. Robin saying, Mel Blanc, the voice of Bugs Bunny, hated carrots. And so he had to bite into a carrot for the sound effect and then spit it out. Fantastic. That sounds about right, Robin. Squeaky Bob, 53. We've got Sarah, Russ, James and Joe on 48 points. Pinky and Perky, 54.5. We've got Jed and Tracy on 54.5. The teasers have moved up to 57 points. David and Anderson are on 49.5. Carol Green, however, 58 points. Well done, Carol. Even if you did have Cadbury's cream egg in your hand at the time. The famous five, John O'Rourke and the famous five, and the gang. Hillary and the gang, I suppose, are on 51.5 points. Well played, you. Michelle, she's moved on to 52.5 points. Jill and Steve Pure on 51 points. We've got Graham and Jane Gifford on. Oh, that's a close match. Upper and Lower Toft. They're only a half a point between them. 51.5 and 51. Let's see how the last round pans out for you two. Ian Miller's on 46 points. Mike Yates on 41.5. With Mick Roberts on 48 points. Don Quixote, 57 points. Well played, Don Quixote. He's there or thereabout. Weak links as usual. 10 on that one. An unusual 10 on that one. Well played, Martin, 48 points. Val Barnes on the Quiz Rascals, they moved on to 58.5 points. Keith Mitchell's on 52. We've got Debbie McCarthy on 54. With the Ridgeways, they're doing remarkably well. 55 points for Anthony, Trish and Paul. Well played, you. Faye's moved on to 42.5, the Poopy Prize Girls. We've got Home Alone 6. They're a point behind the Ridgeways on 54 points. We've got Penny Graham on 46. John Humwick's moved on to 52. We've got Harry Julian and his bottle of Shiraz. They moved on 9 points on that round onto a fantastic 56. With Julie on 57 points. We've got Lisa on 51.5. A full round that time, she's saying. PRS have moved on to 55.5. Footy Fox 86 on 42.5. Correction, Mike Yates says 42.5. Split the difference on 56. So some great scores in at the moment. I can't read that. What? Right, so at the moment, it appears we've got a few 57s. And a couple of 58s, but out in the lead, it looks at the moment as if we got the Quizzy Rascals out in the lead on 58.5 points, which is remarkable. Don Quixote are on 57. We have the Teasers on 57. We have Carol Green on 58. We have, what else have we got? There's a lot of them. 56 for Split the Difference. 56 for Ian Sharrett. 55 for the Ridgeways. 58.5 for Val. 57 for Don Quixote. And 57 for the Teasers. So it's very, very close at the top there. Right then. Round number 6 is entitled General Trivia. General Trivia. This is basically 10 general knowledge questions. And we will see. It's going to be a close thing tonight. It appears we've got a lot of teams, as with last week. Now, last week we had 4 teams. We had the Quizzy Rascals, Ian, Harry, Julian, Rugby Roach Club, and Don Quixote all end up on 61 points. Well, obviously, there are 70 points up for grabs tonight. So let's see who can keep it going right to the end. 10 general knowledge questions on general trivia. Question number 1, another egg question actually, but never mind. Released on the 27th of November 1967, I Am the Eggman is a line from which Beatles song? So question number 1, released on the 27th of November 1967, I Am the Eggman is a line from which Beatles song? Oh God, blimey! This is going to upset. It's going to upset somebody, but never mind. Who did we upset last week? The booby prize girls. Here we go then, girls. This is just for you. What is the only sign of the Zodiac that has none of the letters from the word rabbit in its name? So question 2 again. What is the only sign of the Zodiac that has none of the letters from the word rabbit in its name? Well, it looks as if the pubs should be open over the next 6 weeks. We will see. Vaccination program in the UK seems to be doing quite well. Hopefully, most of us will have had at least one, if not some of us 2 jabs now. I can feel today automatically that I think we've been 3. How many weeks have we been now? 3.5, nearly 4 weeks we've had our first injection. I can immediately feel the protection that it's giving me as my antibodies are building in my body. Question number 3, listen carefully. What is the title of the 2004 American biblical drama film produced, co-written and directed by Mel Gibson? So question 3 again. What is the title of the 2004 American biblical drama film produced, co-written and directed by Mel Gibson? Question number 4. On what day of the week did the Last Supper take place? The final meal that Jesus shared with his apostles in Jerusalem before his crucifixion. So question 4 again. On what day of the week did the Last Supper take place? It was the final meal that Jesus shared with his apostles in Jerusalem before his crucifixion. I'm sure we all know that one. Question number 5 takes you back to a bit of Beatrix Potter, I suppose. First appearing in The Tale of Peter Rabbit in 1902. What are the names of Peter's 3 sisters? I'll give you obviously half a point if you can get 2 of them. So first appearing in The Tale of Peter Rabbit in 1902. What are the names of Peter's 3 sisters? Question number 6. This may help if you've been to Italy, of course. It might not do if you haven't, but never mind. I know 1 or 2 people who were there about a year ago. The Giffords, I'm sure, were in Italy, weren't they? They may have been here depicting the final meal that Jesus had with his apostles before his crucifixion. In which Italian city would you find Leonardo da Vinci's famous mural, The Last Supper? So question 6 again, depicting the final meal that Jesus had with his apostles before his crucifixion. In which Italian city would you find Leonardo da Vinci's famous mural, The Last Supper? Da Vinci even. That's a tricky one. Doesn't help if you haven't been there. Question number 7 is a daft question, really. Question number 7, which long-running British TV quiz show takes its name from a slang term for very clever people, apparently? So which long-running British TV show takes its name from a slang term for very clever people? Oh, the next question, lads, I meant to take half that last bit out. I don't want to give them a clue on that. Question number 8. Right, we've got 3 questions left in the quiz. Mentioned in the lyrics of the Irving Berlin song Easter Parade, on which New York street does a famous Easter parade take place? Though technically that's probably a bit confusing. I perhaps shouldn't have used the word street, maybe thoroughfare would be better. So mentioned in the lyrics of the Irving Berlin song Easter Parade, on which New York thoroughfare does a famous Easter parade take place? Got that, Liz? I've just put on which New York thoroughfare does a famous Easter egg play. Right, penultimate question of tonight's quiz. What series of celebrations take place on Shrove Tuesday and have a name that translates as Fat Tuesday? So question 9 again, what series of celebrations takes place on Shrove Tuesday and has a name that translates as Fat Tuesday? Sorry, Liz, you want to know? I just wanted to get number 8. I just wanted to get rid of the word street, really, because it's confusing. And put thoroughfare in instead. If that makes any sense. That's fine. That's number 8 up. What's Martin put recently? Depicting the final meal that Jesus had as apostle before his crucifixion, which ever would you find in a mural? The Last Supper. Well, they haven't moved it, have they, Martin? I can't think they've moved a mural. They might have done. Yeah, if it's the Egyptians, they've been travelling around the city, haven't they? And finally, question number 10, translating as to the city and to the world. Who gives a blessing each Easter known as Urbi et Orbi? So translating as to the city and to the world. Who gives a blessing each Easter known as Urbi et Orbi? I'm sure you can work that one out, can't you? Anyway, it's been great to see so many people taking part in tonight's quiz. It's been a very hard-fought thing, I'm sure. So without further ado, we will go through some answers to round number 6 if you're all ready. If you're not, just quickly put it in the chat column if you still think you might be able to get one of those answers. Okay then, everybody, let's put you out your misery and we will mark the last round, general trivia. Do remember I do a quiz every Wednesday night for those that are interested, same time, same format. And of course, if you can't do the Wednesday night quiz, do come and join us again next Sunday. We'll be back to a standard format, at least nothing to do with Easter, so we won't have egg questions or chocolate questions or anything like that, but never mind, it'll be back to the normal old rubbish. Here we go then. General trivia, released on the 27th of November 1967. I Am the Eggman is a line from which Beatles song? That was I Am the Walrus. An interesting fact, I don't know whether my brother-in-law knows, but the EP basically reached number 1 and number 2, the 2 songs on there, simultaneously in the UK charts. And I think it's the only EP ever to do that, but maybe people will argue with that. Number 2, what is the only sign of the Zodiac that has none of the letters from the word rabbit in its name? That's Leo, as in Leo the Lion. Number 3, the American film I wanted was The Passion of the Christ. Number 4, the week I was after the Last Supper took place was Maundy Thursday. Well, Thursday will be fine. Number 5, the 3 sisters of Peter were Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, of course. Number 5, the Last Supper mural, apparently, as far as I know, unless it's moved, is in Milan. Number 7, that long-running BBC quiz show, of course, was Eggheads. Number 8, mentioned in the lyrics of the Irving Berlin song Easter Parade, on which New York thoroughfare does a famous Easter Parade take place? That's Fifth Avenue. Face saying, yeah, we got the Zodiac one. Yes. Number 9 was Mardi Gras, of course, which means Fat Tuesday. And finally, number 10, of course, it's the Pope. Who else is going to give an address meaning to the city and to the world? So well done to the Pope on that occasion. Right then, everybody, I don't think many people have dropped much there. Maybe the odd one, but you never know. So let's have some scores in, see how we've all fared after that round. It's going to be fairly close right at the end there. As I say, do feel free to hit the like button if you like the quiz. I don't know how many likes I've got at the moment, but see how many. We've got 32 likes. We're doing well. So thank you very much. Right. Wait a minute. I'll come back to that, Robin. Give me a minute. Val Barnes, Quizzy Rascals, 68.5 points. That's a fantastic score. Probably unbeatable. We've got the weak links on 57. Leslie Barrett, well done. Sif on 56 points. John Humwick, 62 points. The Teasers, they dip out by 1.5 points. Well played, Clive and Janet on 67 points. PRS only half a point behind them on 65.5. We've got the Famous Five on 60.5. Jill and Steve Pugh, they end up on 60 with the Giffords on 60.5 points. Oh, no, how can you live with yourselves? Sarah, Russ, James and Joe, a fantastic 57. Well played, you. Jed and Tracy on 64.5 points. Well played, you. The Ridgeways, Anthony, Paul and Trish, another great score there. 63 points with Julie. Well done, Julie. I think that's a fantastic first attempt at 65 points. That's a cracking score. Footy Fox, 86 on 50.5. We've got Don Quixote, ended up with 66. Well played, Don Quixote. Bingy and Perky on 61.5. We've got Mick Roberts, Mick and Bev on 57. David and Allenson end up with 55.5. Debbie McCarthy ends up with 64. Well played, Debbie. Keith ends up with 61. Well played, Keith. Split the difference, 66 points. That's a cracking score as well. Faye and the Booby Prize Girls end up with 49.5. Well played, you two. Ian Miller on 51. Team UK USA finish on not bad at all. 60.5 points. Carol Green, I guess Mastermind. Oh dear. No, instead of Egghead. Supposed to be slang, but never mind. Well played, Carol. 67 points. That's fantastic. Home Alone 6, also a fantastic score on 62.5 with Michelle. 60.5. It was not yoked tonight. It was not yoked tonight. Oh, no, it wasn't. Never mind. Jill Pugh. Wait a minute. Where else have I got? Have I missed anybody? Penny Graham ends up with 54. Chocolate must be helping. Mike Yates ends up on 47.5. Squeaky Bob, 62. And we've also got Harry, Julie, Ian, plus his bottle of Shiraz. They're on the second now. They added 8 to that score. 64 points. Must go back to one bottle, he says. Julie's saying thank you. Thank you as well, Julie. Nice to see you. Home Alone 6 chocolate round was actually our worst round tonight. Unbelievable. I know. He's unbelievable. Never mind. Who knows where chocolate comes from, Carol? We'll learn a bit every week, but never mind. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for taking part. Do remember, before you leave, just hit the like button or the subscribe button. We'll see some of you on Wednesday, and if you can, come and join us next Wednesday and or Sunday. So it's Nick signing off tonight. It's been great to see you all, and excellency, do feel free to to post whatever you like on the chat, provided it's not rude, and say goodnight to everybody and happy Easter and good night. And let's hope we don't get snow tomorrow, because they're forecasting some very cold weather all of a sudden. So, yeah, we'll be back to some normal quizzing next week. I'm sorry about the ridiculous Easter rounds, but there we have it. It's very difficult to theme an entire quiz on that, but never mind. We have it. So good night, everybody, and thank you for taking part. We'll see, again, some of you next week. So stay safe, and we'll look forward to seeing you all again. Good night, all.